Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Liverpool's former head of data has explained how Jurgen Klopp's open mind allowed them to sway his opinion to sign Mohamed Salah over Julian Brandt in the summer of 2017. Salah joined the Reds from Roma for what was a club record £36 million at the time. He has since become one of the greatest goal scorers in Anfield history, with his 243 placing him behind only Roger Hunt, 285, and Ian Rush, 346, in the list. The Egyptian has won every top-level trophy available during his time at Liverpool, and his 27 Premier League goals this season, a division high, have been instrumental to the Reds' charge for a second title in 5 years. This term under arneslot Salah, though, was not the preferred option initially 8 years ago, with then-boss Klopp believing Bayer Leverkusen's Julian Brandt to be the first choice option to improve his front line after qualifying for the Champions League in the 2016-17 campaign. Graham, who worked as the head of the club's respected data department until 2023, has now explained how Klopp's willingness to listen to other viewpoints helped bring Salah to Anfield to begin what has since become a legendary career on Merseyside. Jurgen's preferred option for that summer was Julian Brandt, who was a great player, Graham says, in a new BBC Sport documentary about how Liverpool won the 2019 Champions League. Jurgen would obviously know him very well, coming from the Bundesliga and knowing the German market very well. We agreed that Brandt was a very good young player, but not a standout in the same way that Mo was. From our data analysis point of view, Mo was the best young wide forward in Europe, full stop. Roma were under pressure to sell because their finances were not in a good place, so we knew he was available for a good price. He played a forward and wide role that we needed to fill at the time, whereas Brandt was more of an attacking midfielder. It's to Jurgen credit that he engaged in that debate in an honest way, with his eyes open to say, okay, I'm open to be convinced, show me that Mo is better. Virgil van Dijk believes Liverpool deserve credit for getting back to winning ways after they responded to their Carabao Cup final defeat to Newcastle United last month by beating Everton 1-0 in the Merseyside derby. After a frustrating first period that saw Blues striker Beto have a goal ruled out for offside before hitting the post, Arneslot's team improved after the break and eventually made the breakthrough before the hour mark through Diogo Jota. The victory, in the 246th meeting between the clubs, was enough to restore the Premier League leaders' advantage to 12 points once more. And Van Dijk believes the players should be recognised for overcoming a difficult first half to ensure they put the disappointment of the Wembley loss behind them. I think the Merseyside derby is a difficult game, Van Dijk said. It was not the best first half, but a very good second half, well-deserved result based on the second half. But it's a big game. And coming back from the international break, coming back from a disappointing final, it was very important to get back to winning ways, and we did. Playing against a team who has strength and they have quality to make it difficult for you. Those two moments, the one that was offside and the one I failed to clear, I think was in that same period, so maybe the period of anxiety creeps in from the fans, but the way we settled it and played, especially the second half, that looks very good and something we should focus on more than the uncertainties, defensively. I don't know if the break helped everyone. I liked it. It was a tough week for me personally with two difficult games, so everyone had their own situation, but what was good was that we could get away for a couple of days, switch off completely, and then back on it from last Saturday. I think we trained very well. These games are always going to be intense, very direct, second ball fight, and we had to be ready for it. And apart from the two defensive uncertainties, which could allow anxiety to creep in, I thought we did really well in the second half. It's a funny world. Doubts outside all of a sudden, after the Carabao Cup loss. But the fact is, there are 8 games to go. There is a 12-point gap, and we focus on putting points on the board and playing the best football we can play. But if we have to fight, we have to fight. We have to run. The manager mentioned it in his press conference. We have to outwork opponents, and in certain games we didn't do it and couldn't get results, so it just shows you have to work your socks off to get results. 2 defensive uncertainties doesn't define the whole game. It was always going to be tough against Everton, who don't concede many goals. Van Dijk steered clear of entering himself into the debate around the yellow card shown to James Tarkowski after his lunge on Alexis McAllister, and also played the significance of a first-half mistake that allowed striker Beto to go clean through before hitting the post. It was revealed on Thursday morning the PGMOL have privately conceded Tarkowski should have been dismissed by referee Sam Barrett, but Van Dijk opted to avoid adding to the noise around the challenge that left McAllister in a heap after 11 minutes. The Red skipper added, "I don't want to have any issues. The referee decides on the pitch, and the VAR decides what he sees on the TV and we have to play on. Did it set the mood for the game? Not really. It was always going to be a physical game because that is also Everton's game, very physical, and they make it very difficult for teams like what happened at Goodison Park, and we had to be ready for it. The majority of the game we showed, we were definitely ready for it. That moment didn't change the game. We were prepared for that. In football, sometimes you can make mistakes. No one plays football without making mistakes. And unfortunately, I am playing in a position where, if I miss-hit the ball, it could lead to a very big chance. And that's what happened. That moment goes in slow motion. But whatever happened during the game, there is so much time to turn your defensive uncertainties around. We didn't give much away. An offside goal, and the one I just had to clear. It doesn't define the whole performance. Liverpool took a step nearer the Premier League title with a memorable victory over neighbours Everton on Wednesday evening. Diogo Jota's 9th goal of the season was sufficient to earn the Reds a narrow 1-0 triumph and extend their derby record to just 5 defeats in 51 games. Arneslot's side need 13 points from their final 8 matches to claim the championship and will hope to eat into that tally when they travel to Fulham on Sunday afternoon. And here we look ahead to the changes Slot could make when his team are next in action. With the Everton game the last scheduled midweek fixture of the season, the weekend represents arguably the final time Slot will be compelled to consider rotating his resources. And despite the ongoing injury concerns, there is scope for change in a number of positions. While Connor Bradley could be available after 6 weeks out, it seems unlikely the youngster will be thrown straight back into the starting lineup. Curtisjones impressed as an emergency right-back on Wednesday and will therefore compete with Jarell Quansah for a start in the position, with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Joe Gomez sidelined for several more weeks. Quansah is also an alternative to first-choice centre-backs Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate, although Wataru Endo has stepped in occasionally. At left-back, Andy Robertson is established ahead of Kostas Tsimikas. Kauimin Kelleher is primed to continue in goal should Alisson Becker not pass his latest concussion tests. The midfield saw no change against Everton, with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister the double pivot, and Dominic Szoboszlai the number 10. Slot, though, has alternatives. Jones, if not needed at right-back, can step into any of the engine room roles, while Endo is still awaiting his first Premier League start of the season in one of the defensive positions. Harveyelliott, who continues to pressurise Szoboszlai's place, is another whose starts have been restricted to cup competitions. Tyler Morton is likely to be out for the season, and youngsters Trey Nyoni and James McConnell haven't featured in the Premier League this term. With Cody Gakpo full fit, Liverpool once again have 6 senior forwards from which to choose. Gakpo will challenge Luis Diaz for a start down the left, although on the opposite flank, Mohamed Salah is a virtual ever-present ahead of Federicochiesa. Down the middle, Jota's goal against Everton has nudged him ahead of Darwin Núñez in the pecking order, with the latter having started only 1 Premier League game since Boxing Day.